when you think about the Indy 500 and just racing in general, what kind of innovations or changes do you see coming down the pipeline that we have to look forward to?
So I think safety still continues to be something that we really pay attention to, whether it's safety just for our drivers or safety for our fans or safety that we learn on the racetrack that transfers to the cars we drive. So Firestone is our tire supplier. A lot of the technology that they learn and the way that they build tires and the way tires wear are things that will benefit all of us when we drive our cars. You see a lot of the AI stuff that's happening right now. I think you're going to see that become something that's implemented in these cars, not to replace drivers, but to give drivers more information while they're driving to help them be safer. Drivers have spotters right now that kind of are standing at the top of the grandstands, if you will, and they're able to tell drivers what's going on because they can only see little bits of it. So I think you'll see sensors and things in race cars that'll help them understand, hey, there's a car approaching you and it's coming at this quickly and it might pass you this lap. Just a lot of that technology. You see it in the pit stands with the teams who are working on strategy, the AI that's involved in thinking through, when should we pit? What happens if there's a yellow and we have this much fuel in the car? Really helping them make better decisions. But safety is the biggest thing, I think, where you'll see a lot of the innovations just to continuing to make racing safer.
I love that, and I think I was talking to some of the team at Juncos Hollinger,
Yep.
and they were saying like the shift between how many I call them more like mechanic blue collar type to like computers and data scientists is it's become like a pretty even, the split has become more even on that, and you need just as many people working on the computers and the data and I don't even know the physics of it all as turning wrenches.
It's very true, and I think even the mechanics is probably not the right term for them. A lot of the folks that are what we would think of as mechanics are college-educated folks who are engineers who love the challenge of putting these cars together and figuring out how to make them go faster. And there's so many elements in a race car that changes, and all those little subtle changes impact the way the car performs on the racetrack. And so everybody kind of gets the same box, if you will, to work with and the same tools, but then there's just so many things that they can adjust. And when you start thinking about an adjustment that allows you to go 1/100th of a second faster in one lap, in a 4-lap qualifying effort, that's 4/100ths of a second faster, and that could be the difference between being first and being fifth. I mean, so all these little subtle things, because people say, oh, they're just driving in circles. Well, in a way they are, but they're doing so many things to just be 1/10 of a second better than somebody else, and it takes those engineering minds. And so the mechanics there are as much engineers as they are, the guy down the road who's fixing your car and changing your oil.
Millimeters. That's the thing, where it's how many things...
not just millimeter. You think about a nut that has 5 sides on it, and they say, what are we going to do? Let's lower the car a flat. So if you're going to lower the car a flat, that means all the way around, you find the nut that allows you to lower the car, and you just move it one of the little flats of the nut, not all the way even around. So let's lower it a flat, and that impacts the way the car performs. So it's just tiny, very subtle changes that's the difference between winning and losing.
The attention to detail is wild.
100%.
And so safety is a big focus on the future of racing. When you think of, Allison, the innovation that might be coming down the pipeline for actual race day and the spectacle, or maybe not race day, but just the month of May and the spectacle that is Indy 500 and 500 Festival, all those fun things. What do you see coming down the pipeline that we should be looking forward to there?
We go back to the last 10 years. We've continued to try and will continue to try to engage the community in all sorts of different ways. I think it's one of the things that makes the Indy 500 different than every other single event in the world, including the Olympics. The difference in the way people love this event, love being part of Indiana, love being part of the celebrations, and continuing to bring ways for people to do that. So we partner with the arts community to do Welcome Race Fans. We partner with the city on a number of things. So as we look at all of our community programs, we have 20 or 30 going on now. We have to continue to make those relevant and change as people change and bring in people of different generations in ways that they can enjoy and celebrate that we have something very special here and continue to do that.